Hello. My name is David Lee. And I grew up in Jamaica. You know where that is, right? Jamaica? If America's here, it's a really tiny little island, south, and that's where I grew up. Now, when I was living in Jamaica, I then moved to Texas, and I noticed that they had a school here in Texas. Now, in Jamaica, they didn't have any schools that deaf people could go to, and they didn't have interpreters. So when I moved here and I saw that they had schools and they had interpreters, I was thrilled. Now, I took a communication class. And that was helpful for me because I could see people and I could start to understand their mannerisms, maybe understand more about their friendships, their families, where they worked, just different points of view. And that really helped me to learn how to communicate. Now, when I would go into class and I would sit there, I would see the teacher explaining and communicating and really connecting. And that really helped me to develop. I got really excited about going to class and seeing people. Now, there's 3 different perspectives. The first one is like presentation awareness. That's the first one. And I'm going to give you an example. For example, there's a man and maybe there's a woman and they come together and they meet and the woman sees him and says, "Wow, he's cute." And so she gets out her pocketbook and she's fixing her face and putting on her lipstick and kind of, being coy. And then the man, he sees the woman and he says, "Oh, she is just beautiful. I'm going to make sure that I look good," and kind of adjusts himself. And as they meet, that's what we call primitiveness awareness. And that's when 2 people meet, when they see each other from afar. Now, the second one is called explorative, or exploration rather. And that means the people meet, they start discussing different things, asking questions back and forth, and then they learn more about each other. And another example would be, okay, let's say they meet again and they say hello. And hello back, and how are you? And the answer is, "I'm good. What is your name?" And they say, "Oh, my name is," and then gives the name, of course. "Where'd you grow up?" is different questions they may ask. "Oh, I grew up in, Washington, D.C., for example. I grew up when I have a deaf family." And they just have that exchange, that natural exchange back and forth of turn-taking and questions. And that's called the exploration. Now, the third one is the intimacy phase. And that's when you meet and you're really excited, you talk to each other. And I'm going to give you another example on this one too. So, for example, let's say a husband and a wife. They meet somewhere and they are just, let's say they get home and they're talking about their day, and one is tired and they're maybe complaining about what the other one, how the day was. And so, the other one is listening and being, supportive. Says, "Hey, you want to go to a movie? That sounds like a good idea. Maybe that'll make you feel better." And so it's just that natural exchange back and forth. Another example would be, let's say you're at work and you're with your coworker and you're discussing something. You say, "Oh, I just can't continue to work this hard. I am so tired." And the other one says, "Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Maybe you do half of the workload and I'll do the other half. Oh my gosh, then that's just working together. You just feel like you're working together in a partnership. And that empowering effect, that's more of the intimacy relationship. So of all of these three, that's what my teacher was explaining to us. And as I was watching in class, I really started to develop my own skills. And I found it really interesting. And I noticed that a lot of that is very common among different people. I mean, that's really the natural way. And as I watched, I started noticing each phase within people that I was watching. And I thought that was really interesting. It was a very interesting class.